The gang legislation, it is not working. So what do? We are, right now, the country is drowning in blood. And the policies that we have seen, there have been none in the last 7 years. The present administration, they do not understand. There's no one that's an expert in national security. They don't have the tactical know-how. So if you look at the gangs, as I said, they are no longer just individuals in three-quarter pants. These are organized persons. They are well-structured and they have massive financial support. In other words, these gangs can be referred to now as a small army. They can be referred to as militants. And I'm sure where I'm going with this. This is now a matter that is beyond policing. As the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, they are not trained to deal with a massive armed conflict, which is why the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force took over in 1990. I was the youngest officer in the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force then, so I knew. I used my military training in 2020 when 150 men tried to storm into Port of Spain to destroy the city. Had I not been there, the city would have been destroyed, similar to what happened in 1990, which is why the police, it is not just a policing matter anymore. The reason I'm stating this is that the gangs now, we need to find solutions to deal with the gangs. They are a small army. They are no longer just, as I said, persons just going out and killing here and there. If we look at it from that perspective, we need to understand the meaning of the word terrorism and terrorists. If a person who has an unlawful, as a reason to commit unlawful violence and intimidation, especially to citizens, that person can and should be deemed a terrorist. We have persons here, these criminal elements, they have assault weapons, automatic weapons that can fire 35 rounds in 3 seconds. 35 rounds in 3 seconds. Let me show what that means. If it is that 5 of them stand up here right now, everyone in this room could be killed in 3 seconds. If that is not a terrorist, I don't know what is. That is what these individuals have. Now let us compare that to the Jamat in 1990, when you had 100 untrained persons using muskets, and a handful of people were killed. They were known as terrorists. I would recommend what we need to do is to look at the same Anti-Terrorism Act, and another country has done it recently. If we place these individuals where they belong as terrorists, it now provides that opportunity for 2 things. It now ensures that we can go after these individuals with full force, where it is that it will be non-bailable. They will now be, it is sentenced as a capital punishment, 25 years in prison. And it also goes after individuals who are involved in aiding and abetting these gangs, from the fellow gang members to the gang leaders, to the persons who finance it, to the persons who import it, and even to certain politicians. Because when I spoke about the problem of gangs being funded by the state, the present Prime Minister said, well, it is their right to get it. You cannot be more ignorant than that. When you feed the enemy, they are going to fund themselves to the point that they are going to have better artillery to go after the same law enforcement agencies that we are asking to protect us. So if it is we go under that anti-terrorism bill, as I said, and we use that, these individuals can now be deemed terrorists. It can now make us go after these individuals.